Say trick or treat.
Trick or treat.
And hold out your hand.
Wow.
What candy is this? What's that one?
It's a gummy.
Sense it, Matt.
Food gummy.
Food gummy?
Yeah, food gummy.
Is that your final guess?
That's my final guess.
You're close, but you're not quite.
Lifesavers. No, those are circles. Gummy bears.
No. It's the arch nemesis of Ryan Trahan's candy.
Oh, the nerds.
Nerds gummy clusters.
I don't think I've ever had them.
Really? Oh my gosh, they're so good. No, they're not good. Sorry, Ryan. I'm sorry.
We're Joyride.
By Joyride. I actually love Joyride a lot. Nerds gummy clusters, I kind of can't be denied though. They're good.
Let me try it.
We're putting you through training. For our audio listeners, we are in costume, believe it or not.
Let's go.
It's got that. Did you ever eat those nerd gummy cluster like ropes? Nerd ropes?
Yeah.
It's basically that, but like bite size.
I'd rather have the blue raspberry sour strips from Joyride though.
Would you like one right now?
No, it's okay.
Well, I would like one right now. Since you brought it up. You're just sitting there.
Yeah, I'm just sitting. I can't see, so that's
well.
My nose just hit the mic, and they're like, "Baby."
Well, chat. Hello,
and
welcome back, and welcome to season 2 of the Logging Off podcast.
Season 2.
Sorry, we were gone a bit longer than we had anticipated, hoped
But
for.
We thought it would be most fun to return for a Halloween episode.
Yes, and it is actually Halloween.
Yeah,
so you're gonna see this. You'll see this a couple hours after we film it.
Yeah.
So we're really in the festive spirit.
Dish has to be in full control of the time because I can't see anything. So
yeah, I got it. Yes, we are in costume. I am. Oh, let me get fully dripped out. I am Netflix Electra, and you are.
I am Netflix Daredevil, specifically from the Defenders show.
Yeah.
So if you watch the Comic Room Pod, then you know on Monday on our episode that I just dressed up as Matt Murdock in his lawyer attire. And so thought I might shake it up today and do a different version.
Yeah.
And all I spent for the costume was $10 for...
Put them on.
$10 for these.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Everything else I had.
Yeah, I looked into just like buying an Elektra costume because she has like one really, really cool fit in the Netflix show, but I couldn't really find anything in the sea of Jennifer Garner Netflix or Jennifer Garner Elektra outfit. So I kind of did a combination of her like casual fit and her more like tactical gear. So this is like a super tight compression dance dress or dance like leotard.
Yeah.
It's really tight.
But
it works.
Yeah, they did the actual Elektra costume or whatever it's called in the Defenders show. But they made it less revealing because her actual fit in the comics is
it's not much.
But they like pretty much in the spaces where it would just be like a lot of skin showing. They put like what was that? Meow.
It was Peepa.
Yeah, they put like a little bit of like that black material, which in the show, at least according to Melvin Potter, when he makes Daredevil's suit, he tells them that the black spots are the most protective against like stabs and stuff. So that's kind of like what they did with hers, I think. I mean, I would just watch the show like a month ago, but I don't know if it's actually like the same. I don't think it was made by Melvin Potter, but at least that's what came to mind is like when you see those the black material is that's a more protected spot. So
That's cool. Kind of a giveaway to her enemies, though.
yeah.
Don't stab here. It's not gonna work. I did mean to get like toy. Oh, what are these weapons called?
Size.
Size. I meant to get. I don't know what I meant to get, but these are very heavy. Like I don't think they're not effective, except for like maybe like a blunt bludgeon.
Yeah.
but they're not like pointy, but they are heavy. So I kind of got the worst of both worlds, but they look cool.
Yeah.
They do look cool. Will have to find a way. I'll probably like hang them on the wall or something.
Yeah. They're
how
super
Valkyrie
cool.
has all those,
oh yeah. The swords.
The swords and stuff on her wall.
Yeah.
I'll do something like that.
Yeah.
Halloween. Oh my gosh. How do you feel about Halloween?
It's okay.
This is the first time you've ever dressed up in my memory.
Yeah, as long as we've been together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like a big fan. Every time I have dressed up as an adult, it's always been like what's in my closet and leaning towards like, oh, let me just go as like the alter ego of a superhero. So I think the last time I dressed up was like 2014, 2015, and I went as Peter Parker. So
Man, so this is my first time ever seeing you in a sort of costume. Oh, we've got a cat fight. Murdy.
they hissing.
She hissed. She doesn't want to play. I like dressing up on occasion, but I have to say overall Halloween is kind of like I like the festivities of it. I like the parties and seeing what people dress up as, but I don't like the general. I don't know. I don't like getting scared. I don't like getting scared. I don't like the spooky, gory parts. Like I have a few memories as a kid. I don't know, the street that we grew up on, or one of them, had like one house that just went crazy during Halloween. It was like a full-on haunted house, and they had like Mike Myers. Not that I've even seen any of those movies. Outside, like chasing kids. So many. Like people invite me to go to Halloween Horror Nights. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Thanks though.
Yeah, there's no way. I don't like the general vibe of Halloween. It's just not my thing.
Yeah, it's a precursor to Thanksgiving, which is a precursor to Christmas. That's my vibe.
Yeah, there is. We used to trick or treat at my cousin's house, like in his neighborhood, and there was a house. The houses like really didn't do much, but there was one house. It was so creepy because there would be hardly any decorations, and the dude was tall. He was like 6 foot plus, standing on his lawn, dressed as Michael Myers, and like he would just stand there, and you could come and go. You'd be able to go to the door, get candy. You'd be fine, and just like every now and then he would just run, and he would never like leave his grass, if I remember. So he'd never like step onto the sidewalk, and then he would walk back. And then he would actually, I don't even think he would run. I think he would just start walking, because I think that's Michael Myers' thing, is that he doesn't run. And so he would just like walk towards people, and it wouldn't be every time, he'd just like pick and choose when you do it, and then he would walk back, and the house wouldn't be that decorated. Like that was so creepy to me. Just the fact that it was like low effort, but like max scare. Yeah. It was just like, yeah, no.
From something like that, you create, like lifelong horror fans, or you create like a traumatizing experience that will deter people long after the experience.
Yeah, specifically with with like those movies, Halloween. My mom, I guess, like the first movie came out when she was young, and her dad like took her and all the siblings to like go see it. And she's just like a kid, like not even a teenager yet, I'm pretty sure. Because I think that movie came out in the late 70s. So she wouldn't have been 10 yet. And so it just like, scared the life out of her. So she's always been scared of Michael Myers. So that I kind of like inherited that bit because of just like seeing her so freaked out about it. Like it would just make me freaked out about it. And then seeing that guy was just like, yeah, no.
I don't like being chased. I don't really enjoy. I'm not much of a thrill seeker.
Yeah.
I guess. Not that kind.
I worked at Magic Mountain in high school. And
right.
I would have to like walk through everything like on horror nights, but I think they weren't allowed to like interact with us, like the workers.
That's good.
Cause yeah, I worked all the way like on the other side of the, like literally like if it was the employees enter here, I worked up here. So I would have to like drive all the way to the back, clock in, and then I'd walk all the way, literally like to the furthest opposite point of the freaking amusement park. And then
I see.
I have to walk all the way back. But so it was a long walk. It was like a 15, 20-minute walk. Like it was like no joke. But then especially during horror nights or whatever it's called, it was like, yeah, just even scary. It's not that scary because it's not like Universal Studios where like I forgot I had these. I totally forgot. It's so funny.
It looks as good as you think it looks.
I
want to wear them.
Yeah. Anyways, there was one time where the smells that they like put out, the artificial scents, I don't know what they're going for. It feels like a dead body or like what.
They put out Halloween scents?
Yeah, like it was like nasty. It was supposed to be nasty smells. And so one of them, it just like, oh man, I just like, even now just thinking about it makes me want to throw up. Like it didn't even smell, I don't know what a dead body smells like. I've never been in that like environment, thankfully. But I know for a fact that that's not what it smelled like because it just smelled so chemically, and it was whatever they were going for. They missed the mark 100%, but they got lucky because it smelled horrendous.
I feel like that's too far.
It was a horrible smell, and you could tell it was manufactured, which I feel like made it worse.
Maybe they're going for like formaldehyde, like corpse, like embalmment or something.
Yeah, maybe. It was disgusting.
See, I feel like that's pushing it too far because people who like being scared and stuff, like you can still be scared and then, go on a ride and get a snack and eat something fun. Yeah. But if you smell something bad, I feel like that kind of just ruins the whole experience.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not really the target audience, so.
Yeah. Immersion. I do wish that I was like a little bit into the horror stuff, a little bit, only because the Universal stuff seems pretty cool, just because it's like actual like movies. And I like superhero stuff, so I like the new like Avengers World at Disneyland. Like it's cool to interact with that. So I imagine if you like horror stuff, then interacting with that stuff at Universal Horror Nights or whatever is probably pretty fun. So, but that's not even like I wish that I could have that. It'd just be like, oh, that would just be a different way of experiencing the same thing that I experience like already. So,
yeah, I wonder if you can acquire a taste for it. Because I like horror to a certain degree. Like there are some horror movies that I really, really love, but they're like psychological, very thought-provoking. Like it's much more, it leaves you with a lot to think about, but like jump scare movies or movies that are like excessively gory for maybe not any particular reason, it just doesn't.
Yeah.
It just doesn't speak to me.
I haven't really seen any horror movies. Like I think I saw Nightmare on Elm Street once when I was a kid. I think I saw Freddy versus Jason, and then I've seen both It movies, and that's pretty much it.
You liked It?
Yeah, it was actually pretty good.
I want to see that.
It's definitely like scary because like the clown is gross. But then I didn't know he was an alien. Like that clown, he's just an alien that takes the shape of a clown. Yeah. So once I found that out, I was like, oh, that's less scary. I don't know why, but maybe because it's just like some dude is a clown hiding in the sewers.
Psychopath.
Yeah.
I feel like stuff that's I can handle like extraterrestrial or fantastical horror a lot better than stuff like that, or horror that's like purely man-made, because like, oh
yeah,
people do that stuff. Like this is too close to reality. Like Midsummer, for example, you haven't seen it. I would rate it 5 stars. I loved it. I don't think I'll ever watch it again unless he wants to watch it with me. Because it's about like a cult and cult indoctrination, and it's like it involves drugs like hallucinogenics to make people more impressionable, and they do a good job of like kind of bringing you, the viewer, into the psychedelic experience. Like you see things kind of moving in the background, and the movie is kind of trying to like draw you in to the cult as well. And like, and actually I would say there's a good amount of people who champion something that's actually like, oh, okay, so if you were in this situation, you would also end up in the cult.
Oh, interesting.
Based on your reaction to this. So it's really interesting. Like it's great, but man, some scenes just stuck with me, and I have to just not think about it. I really had, if you've seen it, I have a little sister, so the opening sequence was very hard to stomach. But it's a great movie. Really, really good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why like I probably won't ever watch like Halloween, is because that, at least from what I know, I think it's like a little bit more grounded in reality.
What is Halloween? It's a movie?
Yeah, that's the Michael Myers. There's like a supernatural aspect to it, is because like he can never die. So it's like, he's just like,
great.
Yeah, just kind of is like always living. And I think that's kind of like the whole thing is like, how is this guy like survive everything that he survives? But yeah, I think again, I've never seen the movies, but I've like watched like a couple of videos on it, just like out of like intrigue and to see like what my mom was scared of. It's been a long time since I've seen those videos, but I think he's just like kind of out for revenge. I don't think he's like Jason, like the Freddy vs. Jason, Friday the 13th dude. He like drowned in the lake at some summer camp, and then like is kind of like this like lake monster thing who like survived. So it's like, that's not like scary to me, because it's like,
what about Freddy Krueger? Oh. Hey, Marty, that's enough, bud. I'm sorry if you hear a cat fighting in the background.
Freddy Krueger, I think, is just like, I think he exists in like a dream world. And
Okay. Hey. Hey, Marty, stop.
Those gatos, I tell you. Who'd you lock in my office?
I put Ashley and Marty in there for a second.
In my office or your office?
No, in the bedroom.
Oh, okay.
Ahsoka always starts the fights, but then she can't finish them. But Marty also doesn't know when to stop, so
she like riles them up.
Yeah.
And then they're ready to like keep playing.
And she's like, wait, no, I'm moving.
Yeah. I think Freddy Krueger just exists in like a dream world and like kills people in their dreams or something like that.
Okay.
Scream, a little creepy, because that's an actual like serial killer. So I feel like if it's like grounded in reality and just like a little bit, like with a little bit of just like fantastical elements to, make it to make it believable, like that's the stuff that like creeps me out, because it's like, yeah, that type of stuff is just like, ugh. And then anything that's like actually like intending to be like really scary, like anything related to like demons, like no.
Yeah.
I won't do it.
Paranormal, no, I'm not interested.
Yeah, definitely not.
I rebuke that energy.
Yeah. The best Halloween movie is The Batman.
I got the first scene where it says it's Thursday, October 31st, and it is.
Oh, so then we have to watch it.
I was like, all right, we'll watch it.
Yeah.
But Joshua watches the Batman on like a ritualistic level.
Once a month
Viewing of the Batman. You meditate on that movie.
I gotta stay locked in. They're meowing.
I know. I want to just lock Murdy in there for a few minutes so everyone can chill out. But Ashy is very vocal. He's currently sticking his face under the TV, under the door, so that he can get like maximum volume. See if you can hear him.
It is cool though, because it's kind of like a story about friendship, honestly. There's definitely like a couple jump scares, like stuff that'll get you. But yeah, generally it's just a story about like the power of friendship and coming together to fight evil, like, which I think is always a cool story.
Sorry, what movie are we talking about?
It.
Oh, It.
Yeah.
I was like, the Batman is a story about friendship?
No.
So.
It. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd watch that.
Yeah.
If it's paranormal, or sorry, if it's like alien, extraterrestrial, I can handle it because I can just say that's not real. I don't believe in that.
Yeah, it's just like really gross alien. Like I think it's at the end of the.
You keep talking.
I don't remember if it's at the end of the first movie or at the end of the second movie when he takes like full form, and it's just like crazy, and he's like humongous, and it's really gross. But yeah, let me know if you guys like the older one with, I can't remember his name, Tim Curry, or if you guys like, I haven't seen the older one, and I probably won't ever watch the older one, but I liked, why am I forgetting his name? I think he's a pretty good actor. The one with all the brothers who plays Pennywise the Clown.
Oh yeah,
he's pretty good.
Good shapeshifter.
Yeah,
I feel like does a good job of really he kind of disappears in his roles.
There's a scene where like he's like jumping and like doing this in the yard, and it's like, oh, it's so creepy. But I don't know if you heard me. I don't remember if it's at the end of the first movie or the second movie, but there's a part where he takes like a point where he takes his like full final form, and it's just like really gross. Like, yeah, he's like his full alien self.
I heard a lot of people saying that there's that one scene in Nope where you see like the people being like digested by the alien, and people were saying it was like one of the most horrifying scenes that they've ever seen in television, or sorry, in the movies. I actually didn't really have a hard time with that part because it kind of just looked like people slipping down a slide.
Yeah, I don't really remember that being
because you
scary.
don't see like guts, or you don't see people's like, you don't see the gory details. You kind of hear it.
That and not the monkey.
Conceptually, it's really gross and scary, which is weird because stuff like that. I'm very suggestible with like, if you put an image in my head, I have a very visual brain. So if you say something, even if you describe it with the most minimal detail, I'm visualizing it in like 4K color. But for some reason, that one didn't really get me. It just looked like people sliding vertically down like a bounce house.
Yeah, I'll have to watch it again. But I found
I watched it when someone said that. I'm like, I'm actually all right with this.
Yeah, the monkey was the creepiest part of that movie.
I mean, the movie's about the monkey.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it's kind of like a Venus flytrap type of visual, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know why. I feel like that's something that would normally gross me out, but I was fine with it.
Let us know if we should watch Alien Romulus.
Yeah.
I hear that's pretty good. But I don't know I've never seen any of the Alien movies.
Me neither. Oh no, I've seen one.
I think I've seen Alien vs Predator, but I don't remember any of it.
Isn't there an Alien video game as well? I feel like I've seen that.
Yeah, there is.
Is it the same Alien?
I think so.
The big schnoz.
But yeah, let us know if it's worth a watch, and how scary you rate it, 1 to 5. 1 being Charlie and the Chocolate, or Willy Wonka.
You put Willy Wonka on a 1?
That's a horrifying.
It is horrifying. I'm just saying that's like more of like a 4 for me, 4 or 5.
Really?
Oh my gosh, that movie is horrifying.
Okay. What's a 1 then?
1 on like a scale of scary movies.
Yeah. That's why I said Willy Wonka, because it's like, it is frightening.
It is. The old one especially is really.
Yeah, that's the one I meant, not the Johnny Depp one.
Maybe I was just really freaked out by it, but it is kind of horror in disguise.
Yeah. Okay, so 1 being Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and 5 being like, what's the, what are those?
Like Scream,
No,
the Halloween, the like parody movies.
No, it's one of those paranormal movies that are like, it's notoriously like one of the scariest movies of all time. I don't remember the name of it.
It's in my head. Possession? No.
And I hear that this movie that's out right now, Terrifier 3, is like, people are like walking out in like the first few minutes.
Really?
Yeah, there's a streamer. He does like NBA stuff. Like, he tweeted, his name is Cash. I think he's on 100T, and he tweeted a picture, and he's like, all right, going in to go see it. And then 20 minutes, he was like, okay, I left. I can't watch that movie. And they were like,
wow.
They were like, what? He's like, I love horror stuff. I cannot watch that movie.
The Exorcist is what you're thinking of, probably, or The Conjuring.
The Conjuring, yeah.
There's also The Shining, which I've never seen. I've really seen maybe 10 horror movies in my life, so my library is really small.
What are the other movies on that list for the paranormal ones?
How did you know that I looked that up? I looked up famous paranormal movies.
Because I'm Matt Murdock.
The Shining, Conjuring, Poltergeist, The Exorcist.
Poltergeist, I think that's the one.
Oh.
Yeah. Exorcist, what are the other
Ring,
ones? No.
Nightmare on Elm Street, The Others, Annabelle, Exorcism of Emily Rose.
No, it's a newer. It's like there's another movie that a friend wanted me to watch because I said I'd never seen a horror movie. And so we watched one of those and it was terrifying.
People say The Exorcist is the scariest movie ever. Or the best horror movie of all time.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Wouldn't know. I'm content to die without that knowledge.
Yeah. Do you have any favorite Halloween costumes you had growing up?
Oh my gosh, yes. So when I was a kid, every year on New Year's Eve, me and my family would watch The Lord of the Rings Extended Edition all day, and we'd play board games and eat snacks and stuff.
Where's my water?
Sense it.
Found it.
With no help at all. Yeah, we were just a Lord of the Rings family. What can I say? So I woke up many New Year's Eves hearing Galadriel telling the story of the rings. So we always loved Lord of the Rings, and I always really loved Arwen. And I did get to full cosplay Arwen very recently, which was a cool kind of culmination of this. But I wanted to dress up as Arwen, and there was like official merchandise which you could buy that was like replicas of the stuff she wore in the movies. But that was not really in the budget at the time. So we got like a white, I think it was a white dress. I can't really remember. I want to say it was like repurposed from another costume. But my mom hand made me with like those like metal bendy wires, like the crown, like the flower crown that she wears at the end in like the throne, like the crowning scene. And that was very cool. And I felt it was as good as the real thing in my eyes, at least.
Nice.
At the time.
That's cute.
It is cute.
And very nice.
It was very sweet. And I did end up purchasing like if you watch my video, it's called I cosplayed twice in the same day or something like that. I did research and I tried to like, now that I have adult money, I was like, maybe I could get a replica of the the butterfly. It was a butterfly crown. And people have replicated it, like people with welding skills. people who work with jewelry. But to purchase an actual replica is like minimum $1,000, probably closer to like 3,500 or 3,000. I think the original, people speculate the original was about $6,000 to $8,000. So that wasn't really in the budget.
Crazy.
But yeah, the little wire spun one that my mom made is always going to be special. And I did eventually, I told my parents I want the even star. And at the time, I think it was $100. It's way more now. It's like $300 from like the official Lord of the Rings store. So I started saving up for it. All my allowance. Save for months. And I finally had enough to buy it. And I handed my parents the money. And they had already purchased the even star. And they just gave it to me right at the moment. And that was so cool. So I do still have that. And I wore that on the day that I fully cosplayed Arwen.
Aww.
So that first Arwen costume is always going to be special to me.
That's nice.
Bye.
I don't know. There's a really cool picture of me as a kid. I loved Toy Story growing up, and Buzz Lightyear was my favorite. And so, maybe if my mom has a picture, you can put it up. But there's a picture of me in. So I was first grade, kindergarten, I don't know, in a Buzz Lightyear outfit.
Aww.
But my dad's like holding me up, so I'm like flying.
Oh, how cute.
That picture is cool. Yeah.
That's adorable.
And then my dad used to work near Nickelodeon Studios. And so they would invite his company to like bring their families to the studio on Halloween. So like for a few years, we would do that. And they turned the whole studio into a maze. So
No way.
like you enter the studio and like we're literally like walking through people's cubicles, like the animators' cubicles. And like I didn't know it at the time, but like looking back, like that's definitely what it was. And it was just like, it was all Nickelodeon theme, and they would have candy like at different like
Oh my gosh, how
locations. And then in the front portion of the studio, like the outdoor part, they had like mini games and food and face painting. So we did that for a few years. I really only remember dressing up as the Joker, Heath Ledger's Joker.
Of course.
I think I dressed up as Run DMC one time. That's all I can remember though. Pretty much about that time, like that might have been the last time I dressed up.
I just remembered in high school I dressed up as Hannah Montana's best friend. What was her name?
Emily Osment.
Emily Osment. Yes. What was her name is that what her name was in the show? No.
No, probably
That's
not.
her. I always get confused because Miley is Miley.
Oh, I dressed up as the old guy from Up in high school.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I would have loved to see that. Hannah Montana bestie. Hannah Montana's categorized as a sitcom. Lily Truscott. I dressed up as her, and I felt like I was serving. In the picture, maybe not so much, but
You probably were.
I felt it in my heart. That's what it's all about.
True.
That's actually my favorite part about costumes is just like, regardless of, especially when you're a kid and like don't have the skill or the money to do like full on costumes or have like professional stylists, which a lot of celebrities and professionals, content creators have. Just feeling like you're embodying that character is like such a cool experience.
I mean, I feel like Matt Murdock right now because I'm blind. I can't. If you're watching this, listening, I cannot see a thing like this.
That's my shirt he's wearing.
Yeah, it's if just look up like Matt Murdock Defenders or Daredevil Defenders or whatever, and it's the costume that I'm going for is when they're in I'm forgetting the name of the company that they're going after. But it's when it's when all the defenders like meet up for the first time, and they all happen to be at the building, and Matt takes Jessica Jones's scarf to cover his face.
Oh yeah.
And so and that's like the first hallway fight scene.
He's still in his suit.
Yeah, his like actual like he's got his like
Zoig suit.
he's got his tie. He's like in the suit. He just has like a coat on because it's winter time in the show. So that's what this is. But so I have a gray shirt on my head, acting as Jessica Jones's scarf.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't see a thing. So this whole episode, I've been completely blind.
Wow. What's it like?
I'm like a little like. I feel like I'm off balance. A little bit. But yeah, I'm Matt Murdock. I could hear everything.
You can hear everything.
And I had boxing this morning, so I trained for this moment. I heard that.
No way.
No way.
What?
Crazy.
I just realized I can repurpose these gloves for a Tifa Lockhart cosplay.
Oh.
Which who I have actually been wanting to. I've been wanting to cosplay.
Be cool.
Yeah. Oh, Halloween. I have. It's actually Halloween, like I said. So in between editing this podcast and putting it out, I'm gonna be running around outside like a psycho, cleaning up the yard and putting up Halloween decorations so that parents feel comfortable bringing their kids into our yard.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look like perhaps there was a body buried back there in the recent past.
Yeah.
And what are you doing today?
Work.
Woo! Work. Oh, man.
Can't give details on the work that I'm doing.
Yeah, I was just about to say we would talk
Next
about
week I
Halloween,
can.
but yeah, part of the reason we were gone for a while, a little longer, is just because we both got busy in ways that we are like kind of under wraps at the moment.
Yeah.
I got super busy with like Infinity Nikki preparation,
Yeah.
and other things.
I'm announcing everything on Monday.
Are you really?
Yeah. So your dad and I are recording the podcast tomorrow. I might have to push it till Saturday. We'll see. But yeah, everything will get announced on Monday on the Comic Room Pod. So make sure you're subscribed to. I'm Matt Murdock telling you to subscribe to Spro's comic channel. Spro's Comics.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
I can't wait. We'll talk about it after the fact because that's been a big. I feel like there's a lot that we could dissect about the last month or so. Or has it even been a month? About a month. A month of effort on your side.
Yeah.
It's been cool to watch and be a part of it. So
yeah.
I guess I'll have to wait till next week.
And when I can see.
Yeah. There's also something I want to talk about that I did yesterday. Something that I would never, ever do of my own volition and probably will never do again. But I can't tell you what it was and I can't tell you why because it's all embargo. But that will be, let's see. I can't even tell you when I can tell you, but I will be able to tell you in the future. as future as possible or as soon as possible.
You know, I understand why Charlie Cox, why his Matt Murdock, why he kind of just like moves from like point A to point B as opposed to like a natural like fluid motion like a normal human is because or a normal seeing human is because you know if you have eyesight and if you're like scanning across the room there's so much that you're like taking in right and there's like your brain whether you're consciously or subconsciously you're processing all of that information but when you can't see like there's nothing that's like stopping me or slowing me down from like turning my head or like moving down and nothing that's like distracting me from like wanting to move my head and like look out the window or like look over there down the hall to see like the cats running. Like when they were playing, I hear them but my like head stayed static.
Right, because there would be no reason to move.
Right. So like now I guess I like understand why he like he looks kind of funny, but I get it now. Like he just does like these like one like it's very like A to B. Sorry, it's A to B to C D movements.
Yeah.
Or like Ben Affleck was a lot more like fluid. Like he definitely like had his like zoning out like scenes, but he definitely was a little bit more like fluid in his movements, where I feel like Charlie Cox he's a little bit more like jumpy, like especially with his head movements.
Interesting.
Like when he hears something like far off, he'll always like kind of like do that like with his head.
I mean, that's the only thing that you can really do, right? It's just
Yeah.
incline your ear as quickly as possible to whatever it is.
Yeah. So I'm curious. I mean, when you're editing, I feel like my head was really just in like a few positions and would just like stay there. Because there's nothing else for me to do except this.
Right.
Like my eyes can't get distracted.
Huh. Do you feel more focused?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, there's something to be said about that.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a skill. It's something you can employ for focusing on other
Creative,
stuff. I mean,
yeah.
I close my eyes a lot when I'm trying to like really think hard about something.
Yeah. Shout out Charlie Cox. Love you.
We love you, Charlie. We were at New York Comic Con last year and he was there. We weren't at New York Comic Con this year and he was also there. That's like probably the one person. Maybe him
man.
and like Robert Pattinson would be dream meets for you. As far as actors go.
Yeah. And I think if I saw them in public, I wouldn't even. You just flash a light on me?
No.
Why did it get brighter?
You're unlocking your powers.
It genuinely got brighter. What the heck?
What color are my eyes?
Weird. Your eyes are colored beautifully.
Aw, that's true. Shout out to all my brown-eyed girls.
Brown-eyed girl.
Deep brown-eyed girls. You can't see right now, but I did eyeliner around my entire eye, which I've always been scared to do, like on the inside. But I realized my eyes are kind of big enough that it doesn't look silly. And perhaps I will do it now into the future.
Did Sofia Gigante give you inspiration?
Sofia Gigante. Yeah. Yes.
She's
I mean, I don't have eyes nearly as big as her.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sofia Gigante, a.k.a. Mother,
Sofia
a.k.a.
Falcone.
Sofia Falcone, Sofia Gigante. From the...
A.k.a. single-handedly obliterating the internet.
Yeah.
Every week.
Every week. It was so interesting watching her. Because all I'd ever seen her in was a sitcom. Or no, it was like a romantic drama comedy type of thing, right?
Palm Springs.
Palm Springs.
Yeah.
And then...
Dark romantic comedy.
Yeah, dark romantic comedy. And then How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
And the role variety between HIMYM to this, it was like, it took me an episode or two to like really buy into it. But I'm glad to see her in such a serious role because she killed it. Yeah, like she had kind of, they kind of like eased in or not eased in, what's the word? They zeroed in on kind of her like quirky look for HIMYM. But for this, I think the way that they styled her and the way they did her makeup, especially around her eyes, like they took advantage of how much real estate she has in her eyes to like do dramatic eyeline looks and match like if her eyes are giant, her makeup should be giant too.
Yeah.
To really give her that like screen presence, and they killed it.
Yeah, I feel like in HIMYM, she was written and fashioned in a way that was supposed to like immediately make you love her.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yes, feel safe around her.
Yeah, like she had, like you had to be
she had to be perfect.
The writers and everybody who works on the visuals of the show had to make it so that you will 100% believe that this is the girl that Ted
has been
commits
telling
himself
stories
to.
about for
Yeah, exactly.
years.
So she has to live up to all of that hype, which is a crazy
That's a lot.
task, and she killed it. Like
She did.
Yeah, and I feel like it's almost like kind of like the same thing. Obviously, it's not that like mindset, but it's like everything about her, like it has to captivate you, so that you can like fall into the trap that she's like letting down. And so I feel like it's kind of a little bit of like the same thing on both sides. It's just obviously like a very like one is very like sweet, innocent, wholesome, and the other is just everything opposite of that. It's why I think that whoever they cast as Black Cat in the Spider-Man movie should not be a big name actress.
I hope not.
It shouldn't be like a Sydney Sweeney or like a like whoever
No
like
disrespect,
your hot actress of the month is, because everybody's just gonna like simp over that person anyways. But in the lore, it's a dangerous person to Peter.
Ashy, stop.
Hey.
Stop.
Hey,
Stop scraping the couch. We got chairs. We got dining chairs, and they're very cat attractive.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it should be a very attractive actress that nobody knows about, because I feel like the audience should be captivated like Peter is, but should be wary of like, wait, who is this person? Like, you should feel that like commitment to Zendaya, like in the audience. It's like, no, but then you should also feel that pull where it's like, well, they're not together, and like she's like, she's gorgeous, but also like Zendaya. Like you, as the audience, I think it's like really important that like we feel that
confliction.
Because if you just bring in another actress who's like up there and like looks and stuff, then it's gonna be like, oh yeah, if it's so and so, like who cares? She's like smoking hot, like doesn't matter.
There should be no baggage brought from good or negative baggage brought from a previous role.
Yeah.
So it should be like a small time actor who has like a intriguing, mysterious look to her.
Yeah.
Which I feel like Sydney Sweeney would just be the wrong choice for that.
She needs to be enticing, mysterious, but something that you're also like weary of, but like enticing enough where it's like still pulling, like it's pulling you in, but you're like, I feel like this is not safe. Like that's what Black Cat is to Peter, and she constantly is like taking advantage of him. So I don't know. I feel like very strongly about that, and that's my reasoning. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys agree with that, if you're just like, no, cast whoever the hottest actress is at the time whenever they start doing casting for that role.
No, it's got to be the right role.
Yeah.
And she's got to be able to play it well. But I mean, I think like, I wonder what the process was for selecting Jennifer Garner for Elektra. Because this is kind of that.
No, yeah, exactly. And they killed it when in the Netflix casting role.
Yes.
Because you're like, okay, she's attractive.
Who the heck is she though?
She's mysterious. I don't know anything about her. Like, is she safe from Matt? Like, you should feel protective of Matt.
Yes.
You should feel protective of Peter.
Yeah.
And you should feel protective. This doesn't apply to Matt's situation, but in Peter's situation, you should feel protective of like the potential of him getting back with MJ. But that like loyalty, it should be tested, especially in the audience. Like you should be like, well, are we letting it go? Like, yeah. I feel like those types of feelings need to come out in the audience for it to be just like a really like well done job for Black Cat. But
yeah, I mean, I think Netflix Daredevil will age better than Elektra. And who plays Daredevil in the movie?
Oh, Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck. I don't think those aged very well, because I watched them. I hadn't watched them, and I tried to watch them with you, and I just couldn't take them seriously. Yeah. But I think the Netflix Daredevil show will age really well over the years.
And that actress, she hasn't like blown up in popularity either. So like she'll always, I mean, I won't say always, but even like to this day, like I think she's like a lead on a sitcom called The Cleaning Lady, I think.
Oh yeah, I want to watch that.
But she's not, I mean, she's still doing TV. Like she's not like in movies and stuff. She's not like a A-lister name.
Yeah.
Which she should be, because she's an incredible actress.
Yeah, she is. I hope they bring her back that would be incressible.
Yeah.
If they brought her back for Daredevil Born Again.
Yeah. But you're right. Yeah, that's that was a good casting, because attractive, mysterious, don't know who you are.
That could not be applied to Jennifer Garner.
Yeah, no, everybody knows who she
Maybe
is.
if it was like her first role or something, but it was not. Like it was very much like a hot pick.
Yeah. They could bring, I mean, I assume they will bring Elektra back, because
they have to.
I mean, at the end of Defenders, spoilers, I'll give you 3 seconds to leave.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, at the end of Defenders, the building falls down, and it's assumed that Matt and Elektra die. But then that's when Matt kind of washes up to shore. Mm-hmm. So you have to assume that the same thing happens for Elektra. And recently in the comics, Matt goes to jail. This was like a couple years ago. Daredevil goes to jail. And they actually let him keep his mask on in jail because it's Daredevil that got arrested, not Matt. Wow. So they were like, well, this is like, if this is the person we're arresting, then this is the person who's like going to jail.
Interesting.
And Elektra steps up while he's gone, and she becomes Daredevil. She becomes Daredevil, the woman without fear. And so have I shown you her like Daredevil fit?
I don't think so.
Oh, you'd like it. It's really cool. Yeah.
I'm chewing. I thought you were going to be talking for a while.
No. I'm assuming we're probably nearing the...
In the end. Yeah, we're at 50 minutes.
Yeah.
5-0.
Yeah.
Trying to think, is there anything else that's like... Got to talk about this week?
I don't think so.
No. We'll have more to talk about next week. More to talk about the following week, I think.
Yeah. Tag us on Twitter or Instagram of your costumes if you're going out.
Yeah.
Let us see.
Yeah, let us see what you're dressing up as. And have a great, safe Halloween if you're going out.
Yeah, be safe. Uber if you need to.
Yep, I was just pointing at the camera about to say that. If you're not sure, just get an Uber. Just pay the fee. I actually called the police on the way home. I didn't tell you this. I called 911 to report a drunk driver. Because I was following someone for like a few miles. It was either a drunk driver or someone who was falling asleep at the wheel. Because it would be fine for like 30 seconds. And then they'd start like jerking back and forth from one side to the other. Like veering off into a lane, coming back, slowing down a ton, speeding up.
Wow.
Like, okay, this is an erratic driver regardless.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened because they got off the freeway like maybe 5 minutes after I called. But I was like, better call than just pretend I didn't see it, you know?
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, anyway.
Crazy.
It's not worth it.
Never.
It's never worth it. Eat the fee, split an Uber with somebody, stay over at someone's house.
They got Uber Pool now.
They got Uber Pool.
You'll be with strangers, but
get like a sleep pod or something. Just sleep in your car. Honestly, better to sleep in your car than to drive drunk. So if you're drinking, drink responsibly. Watch yourself, watch your friends. Okay, Ashy, you agree? And have fun.
Yeah,
and get sick on candy, not alcohol.
Yeah. Well, that's sick on candy, poisoned on alcohol.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're right. Let's call it what it is. Make some butterbeer. Have you ever had butterbeer, guys? It's really good. Like
it is
at
really
home
good.
butterbeer. I need to make that again.
Oh yeah.
I'll make it during November at some point.
That's good when you.
It's so sugary.
All right,
okay,
everybody.
Guys.
Have
good
fun.
Good to see you. Happy season 2. We'll
Yes.
see you next week. So subscribe.
If
you haven't. We're also on Spotify.
Put the notification bell on.
Yeah.
Thank you, Spotify listeners.
Thank you, Spotify listeners.
And this has been the Logging Off Podcast.
And now we're logging off. I'm going to go do some yard work.
Bye.
Bye. Logging off. I have no idea how to use these. I've seen those clips of Jennifer Garner like spinning.
She's crazy with them.
Yeah, I'm like, she does it so naturally. I feel like I'm going to hurt myself or you.
I mean, she's done 3 movies with that. So.
Has she done 3 movies?
She did Daredevil, she did Elektra, and then she did Deadpool.
Deadpool. All right.
All right,
I can
picture.
pull them out of my cool.
Oi.
My belts. Yeah, let's take a picture. Okay, bye guys. Bye.